Hey everyone, and welcome back to Bridging the Gap. Make sure to leave a like on this video down below and subscribe. My name is Alvin. I lead right on most issues, and I'll be representing the Republican side.
My name is Luke. I lean left on most issues, and I'll be representing the Democratic side. Hey guys, in this video, Alvin and I will be taking our Bridging the Gap final predictions for 2024 and comparing them to the actual presidential results and not just presidential results, rather, all the election results, all the 2024 election results, and seeing how we did in terms of our predictions.
Yeah, so we're going to take a look at what we got right, what we got wrong, and we're going to be doing a full recap of everything we predicted and how it did. Like Luke said, just for full transparency as a YouTube channel. In 2022, we were off to the Republican side by, on average, around 1.8 points on the governorships, 2.2 points on the Senate, and 1.7 points. So around 2 points off to the right in 2022.
Hmm.
But there's going to be a little bit of a different story this time, as I think we overall underestimated the Republicans this
Hmm.
time. And when we start with the governorships.
Yes. Okay. Well, this is our, I think this is our best one. I mean, on average, we were off by 2.7 to the left. And in terms of like the actual predictions themselves, we got them all correct. So we got the right winner in all of the toss-up races. So that's pretty good. We were most off in the New Hampshire governor's race. We were off by 8 points, but either way, Kelly Ayotte won. The Republican won in the state of New Hampshire. So, um, yeah, so we were right, even though we were significantly off. And the one we were closest to getting right was actually Indiana. Um, yeah, only zero point 0.7 off there, zero point 0.7 off to the left in terms of our predictions. Overall, I'm pretty happy with our governor's predictions, mostly because yeah, we did the thing, we got them correct, which is good. Um, yeah, and the only one we were really like significantly off on was New Hampshire. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's pretty good. I mean, props to you for having a smaller average bias. Although that's mainly from uh just getting North Carolina wrong, which, translates to the rest of it. In terms of, everything that's bolded, I have here is just anything that's under a point. So basically a perfect prediction here.
Mm,
North Carolina and Indiana, I nailed, even though I didn't really look into it that much. New Hampshire, though. I think we both definitely just underestimated Kelly Ayotte's power.
yeah.
Being a former senator, having a Chris Sununu endorsement, just New Hampshire voters willing to vote Democrat on the presidential level, but they seem to really want Republican state government. So we're
Yes.
going to keep that in mind for the future when we look beyond, because she's going to run every 2 years probably.
Hmm.
And yeah, so pretty good on the governorships. Shall we move on
Yeah.
to the
Let's move to the
to the
house
House?
races. I'm actually,
Yeah. Should I
I'm
take this
actually.
one and then?
Oh yeah, yeah. You may. Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, so I guess we should start with the fact that we were off by 5 seats, uh, biased to the Democrats. So obviously we thought Democrats would hold 220 seats. Right now it appears Republicans will hold 220 seats, pretty locked in at this point, barring some miracle for John Duarte in California. And so right here, it seems like we're going to be off by around 4.5 points. Probably our worst performance yet in the House on the generic ballot, but a very good performance here in terms of the competitive seats. We might be one of the best channels, honestly, in terms of predicting competitive seats here. We got a few seats wrong here and there, but specifically when you look at the specific races, we got almost every competitive race right. That was under 10 points.
Yeah.
87% is really good. We got a few seats off here and there in a few states, I mean, I'm sure you want to talk about it, but here's the map.
Mhm. Yeah, so we did. I'm actually really proud of this. I think the house predictions are the ones I'm the most proud of. We got a total of only 9 of 435 house races wrong, and as you mentioned before, we narrowed it down to around 69 competitive ones, and we got 60 of those 69 correct. So I mean, that's really great. Of those, yeah, like you see the little highlighted. Those districts you see highlighted in red are the ones we got wrong. Seven of which are seats that actually went to the Republicans, and two of seats are seats that we said would be Republican but actually went to the Democrats. Um, yeah, I mean, I think yeah, nine incorrect. I think is a really good record. Like considering when you look back at like 2022, we got like I believe around 20 incorrect. I'm not sure. Yeah, we wrote it down the
Mhm.
actual, but yeah, we got around 20 wrong then. So I mean, we halved that with this. So yeah, I mean, we got it pretty close to the actual. We knew it was going to be razor thin and a razor thin House majority, and it is a razor thin House majority, just not for Democrats like we predicted, but for Republicans.
Yeah, and it's really interesting too because we were so off in the generic ballot, but we were so good in terms of the competitive seats. I think maybe something that we did good here was we weighed, the specifics of every seat very well, even though we thought the generic ballot would be better for Democrats. Obviously didn't happen. Also, something interesting is that House Republicans outran Trump by a decent amount, which uh, we did not expect that. So we did not expect this much of a split. And it's interesting because even though House Republicans outran Trump, they underperformed in terms of seats actually because Trump won 231 seats. If you break it down by congressional districts, they actually underperformed. Interesting stuff there, but I think we should move on now to the
Hmm.
Senate because we have a lot to get through in the Senate and the presidency. And I'll let you have this one. Yeah.
Yeah. So Senate races. Yeah. I mean, yeah, this is a lot, a bit much to take in at the beginning. But our bipartisan prediction was that Republicans would take the Senate with 51 seats. The actual result is Republicans did end up taking the Senate but with 53 seats. So we were 2 seats off. We were slightly biased toward the Democratic Party, but by 2 Senate seats here. So Republicans ended up winning more. If you look at all the races, we were off to the left. Um, which is pretty like I mean yeah pretty notable when you see that. And we were the ones we were wrong on, outright wrong on, were Pennsylvania and Ohio. We thought Sherrod Brown and Bob Casey would win. They did not. So the Republicans were able to flip those 2 seats. Our best prediction was in Montana,
Very good.
which was like on the dot. Like our bipartisan prediction was on the dot. So I mean, that's pretty notable there. Um, and our worst one was, where is this? Florida? Yes, I
Yeah.
believe it's yeah, I believe it's Florida. Yeah, Florida did swing significantly to the right, and DMP, the Democratic candidate running for Florida Senate, did not overperform Kamala by as much as we thought. And yeah, Rick Scott, like the Republican in that state, ran about even with Trump, and yeah, that just kind of sealed the deal. So we were kind of off more so than other states based on that. Yeah.
Yeah, if you look at the Senate last time, we underestimated uh wait, no. I'm not. Yeah, we underestimated Republicans. This is one of the only seats where we actually underestimated Republicans in the entire thing actually. When you look at the entire thing, every single Senate race we underestimated Democrats everywhere except for Florida. And
Mm,
this was our one race which sort of saved our averages down here, but the Florida race, we keep underestimating Republicans in Florida. I think now that we've learned our lesson for the second time, we're not going to make that mistake again. Florida's going to be safe in the future. I don't even know if they're going to make it onto these predictions at this point as a legacy competitive state. It's no longer competitive, not even on the Senate level.
mm,
And yeah, in terms of everything here, you also see that in terms of Texas. We thought Texas would be competitive. It was not in terms of even the Senate race. And yeah, biggest surprise I would say is Bob Casey falling. I did not see that happening at all. I thought Casey would do really well. He had a very strong record of winning big. Dave McCormick,
hmm
his challenger, did not seem that strong. He was already a one-time loser in the primary 2022, losing to Dr. Oz, and now he comes back. Now he's a Senate seat for the next 6 years. Really, really surprising. And yeah,
Yeah.
with this flood of blue here, you can just see like we definitely messed up in terms of uh, just underestimating Republicans across the board, and it's going to translate over to
hmm
a presidency. But good job again on getting the smallest bias on the Senate level
Yeah.
in these 2 seats.
And I also just want to note, I did pretty good with my Nebraska prediction.
Mm,
Dan
good job, good
Osborne
job.
here, I
Yeah.
predicted 6.1. Actually, like in reality, Deb Fisher won by 6.6, so I was only point 0.5 off. I don't know, those Great Plains. I did pretty all right in the Great Plains. Everywhere else though, not as good as I would have liked. But yeah.
Yeah, good job on that one. Yeah, shout out for all the bolds there. But speaking of the Great Plains, maybe we shouldn't look at your Iowa prediction.
Oh gosh.
But
Okay, yeah, let's go to
anyways,
the presidency.
let's look at the presidency now. I think honestly our presidential prediction was not terrible. It was wrong. Obviously, we both predicted Kamala win. So the bipartisan also predicted Kamala Harris would win the presidency, but. We had it pretty close, but I think a big thing to note is that we were both going to put Trump as the winner until the last maybe 2 days. The momentum seemed to be shifting in the other direction with that Ann Seltzer poll drop in
Hmm.
Iowa, and then all the big guys like John Ralston in Nevada. I guess maybe Lichtman. All these people that had a very strong track record, they completely crumbled, and that hurt us a lot. All the big names are now basically irrelevant in terms of the presidency, and so we're going to be taking that into the future. I guess we can just take a look at the overall. I was off by 50 electoral votes, and so it's bipartisan. Luke is off by 66 electoral votes. Not terrible. It's only actually a few states here and there in terms of the battlegrounds. But what do you want to get into?
Yeah, I mean, overall, like, I mean, you could just see I think our average bias is like, yeah, I mean, we're off to the left, like with pretty much every single state here.
Every state, yeah.
Yeah, our worst was what? Texas. Yeah, I mean, Texas was very unexpectedly red this year. It shifted pretty significantly, like for a state. And I think the reason we were so off here is because I mean, over the last, couple of years, Texas has been like trending slightly bluer. This is like the first year to really break that trend. And yeah, I think that hurt us a lot there, like in our prediction there, because yeah, we were off by, whoops, I messed something up. 7.5. In reality, yeah, it voted double digits for Trump. Well, while our prediction had it like around 6 points, a 6 point Trump win. He won by 13 or 14. Um, what's our best state? Our best state here is Georgia, only off
Wow.
by, okay, at least it's a swing state, right? Like, no,
Yeah, no, pretty
that's so,
good.
but yeah, I mean, that's not too bad. I think we both predicted Trump would win Georgia. Only off by around two. Yeah, Georgia, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense because Georgia, I think relative to the other swing states, Georgia didn't really move as much. So that maybe that does make some sense. Like I think the Georgia suburbs did kind of anchor some of Trump's gains in the state. But yeah, I mean, we're pretty much off on a good amount here.
Yeah, going off the top line, we were off on the popular vote by quite a bit. We really did not see a reality where Trump won the popular vote, but he shocked us, shocked the world, shocked the nation, of
Hmm.
course, doing that. Is a very strong performance by him, obviously in the popular vote and across the swing states. But yeah, I mean, especially in those safe Democrat states. I mean, like for example, we didn't even think to put New Jersey
Yeah.
on this prediction, which looking back was a bad decision, obviously, because uh, New Jersey was obviously very competitive in this election. It would probably be somewhere halfway down this sheet, actually, more competitive than around half the states listed here.
Hmm.
So, we definitely should have done that. Um, Maybe one more notable thing, Texas to the right of Florida. I was right about that, so I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, you
And
were.
yeah, just for one more cycle. I don't think it will happen again, but just for one last cycle, we're gonna keep that there. And overall, I think it wasn't that bad. Three and a half points bipartisan. That's barely in the margin of error for polling. And if you actually look at a lot of the races, it's really 2 to 3 points on average. You have a few outliers here and there in
Hmm.
non-competitive states, but if you do look at the competitive states, we did okay. I will say Arizona was definitely not good in terms of our competitive states. Arizona, Nevada, and that goes with I think a lot of the states with heavy Hispanic populations actually. We did not do that good, including Texas. And so we definitely did not anticipate that shift among Latinos and Latino men, especially.
Yes. Yeah, you're very right. And I just want to note just another random thing. I think the all-time worst prediction here is my Iowa one. And I would like to blame Ann Seltzer's faulty poll. You know, she was right so consistently, and then she was just so wrong this cycle with her poll. I put way too much faith in that. And yeah, that's why I was so far off in the state of Iowa, unfortunately. But yeah, honestly, like okay, overall, I mean, I do wish we did better in the Senate and presidency. But I think the ones I'm most proud of is definitely our House predictions. Like overall, if I had to pick a single one that I think we smashed, like absolutely nailed, I'm very happy with our House one. Um, I do think we there's definitely stuff we need to improve going into the next cycles, 2025, 2026. And yeah, we'll keep that all in mind. But you know, we got some mixed results here.
Yeah, turning the page to the next cycles. I think we were very good on the House because we spent so much time diving into every single race, making sure we cared about the specifics of every race. In terms of Senate and the presidency, it's a lot tougher to do that because every race had so many things going on. You're working through a whole state and the national environment compared to the House where incumbency matters a lot more, etc. We did look at each district individually. So very proud of that as well. Also kind of proud of the governorships, especially Indiana and North Carolina. We both did very well. Very proud of my prediction, even though I did not spend that much time on it. This sort of instinct. But Senate and presidency, yeah, we definitely need to improve on that. Especially because, you know, full disclosure, this is our second straight, prediction where the most important, which in 2022 was the Senate, and now the presidency, we were wrong in terms of the result. So we definitely have to take a look at, how we're evaluating things, even though we were off in different directions. So I guess we don't really have a consistent bias at all, but we do have to take a look in terms of accuracy because that's important for a particular
Yep.
channel. All right, so I think that's gonna wrap it up for this video. It's our full transparency. I'm gonna click through all of these spreadsheets slowly so you can get whatever data you need to out of every single one. And yeah, this is our final, probably our final video in terms of looking at 2024 for a while, unless something interesting really happens. Maybe, obviously when Trump gets inaugurated and et cetera, et cetera. There's going to be more 2024 videos, but not in terms of electoral politics. This is sort of a wrapping up of that. We're going to start turning the page. As Kamala tried to do, but she couldn't get done. Turn the page to 2026 and 2028, also 2025, I suppose. But that's where Bridging the Gap's going to head after this video. But anyways, thanks for watching. Leave a like on this video down below. Comment down below any suggestions you have for us for the future, or if you want to comment down below your predictions and how you did, that's also appreciated. Let us know any feedback you would give us because this is really a feedback video. Subscribe to the channel to not miss our future videos and ring that bell for the same reason. And yeah, thanks for watching. Share this video with your family and friends.
See you guys.